Welcome to AQA Computer Science Lessons, and we are going to start our chapter number 1, Fundamentals of Algorithms. What is algorithm?
An algorithm is a set of step-by-step instructions you use to resolve a problem.
Very good. You can say algorithm is a recipe of a program. Just like if you're going to cook any food and we are following any recipe, just like that, an algorithm is a step-by-step sequence of instructions, or algorithm is a recipe to create a program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have discussed it already, so I'm just moving on. Now, we have two types to create an algorithm more efficiently. The types are decomposition and abstraction. What is decomposition?
Decomposition is breaking a problem
Excellent.
down into problems to make
Exact.
the um pro
Into a
the program
subset.
easier
Yeah,
to
into a
understand.
subsets, or you can say subprograms. So decomposition means you are going to break a program into a specific parts. Just like this, I'm going to make this thing. Do you know what is that thing called?
No.
These things are called structure chart. So
Okay.
you see this structure chart is going to break down the problem into the subproblems. These are called subproblems. So I'm going to break my program into these steps, and this whole thing is called a structure diagram, or it is also called top-down design. So here I'm going to break the problem into the smaller subsets, and this is called decomposition. So this is the way we are going to represent our decomposition. This thing is also called flow chart. I think you're
Okay.
familiar with this word, flow chart.
Yeah.
Yes. So decomposition means when we have a huge program and we don't want to understand it in a one way, in a one go. So we are going to decompose the program into a set of subprograms. Program, and this is subprogram. You can also call it subsystems. So further, the subprograms are broken down again into the step, further into the step until we are able to understand the program. So this is a very good technique when you're going to create a program. You're going to decompose your program in order to understand the program well.
Okay.
Abstraction. Abstraction is removing or hiding unnecessary things, so the important details can be focused. Remember, I have shown you two maps. Let,
Yeah.
let me show you again. Let me show you again. There we go. Yes, these are the two maps I have shown you. So which one you understand? Which one is easy? Right or left?
Right.
Right one. Because the right one is very precise, but the left one is a bit confusing because there were the pink color roads, the green color roads, the yellow color patterns, the area names are here. I don't know what are these areas, right? You can see here, you can see here. So these things are so congested. So why don't we remove all these unnecessary things and make a simple roadmap? This thing is called abstraction. What we called? Abstraction. So abstraction means removing unnecessary things from your problem and make it easy to understand.
Okay.
Any confusion?
No.
Perfect. Now we are going to start the basic simple algorithms. How do we write algorithms? So I told you, I teach you in the last lesson that there are the three main steps of every program. What are they?
Input, process, and output.
Will exactly input, process, and output. In input, we are going to enter the details, isn't it? Enter the details. In process, we are going details. In process, we are going to process the details. Process the details. And in the output, we are going to display the details. So it means that whenever we are going to create any algorithm, that algorithm basically depend upon three steps: input, process, and output. Is it okay?
Yes.
So input refers to the data that is given to the algorithm by the user. So you are going to input the data, like I told you, enter the details. It means you're going to input the data inside the computer. In processing, it describes the step the algorithm takes in order to solve the problem. Now I'm going to make an algorithm for you, a basic algorithm. Algorithm. Now listen to me very carefully. Don't write anything. I will give you the separate time for writing. So don't worry, okay?
Okay.
So the algorithm is about, I'm going to write objective. The objective is write and, just a second. Write an algorithm to, yes. Okay, so here I'm going to write an algorithm for you. Algorithm. Write an algorithm to print the sum of two numbers. What is objective?
Write an algorithm to print the sum of two numbers.
Now, the thing is, first we need to understand what is the objective. Objective is print. Print what? Sum of two numbers. So here, first we need to understand the three steps of programming. We have input, we have process, and we have output. So first I'm going with the input step. So step number one is input num1 or number one. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Then input what? Number two.
Yeah.
So look, we have done with the input. Now, what is the next stage? Process. What we need to process? Any idea?
Um,
We need to
the sum
we
of
need
two
to
numbers.
sum. We need to sum it. So I'm going to use sum. Number one plus number two. Look, this is how we are going to understand the logic of the algorithms. So here, the first thing is number one, input number one, then input number two, and then we have to focus what we have to do, sum of two numbers. It means I need to use a sum and I need to operate these two numbers by adding with each other.
Okay.
What is the last stage?
Output the sum of the two
Yes.
numbers.
Input is done, process is done. What is the last stage?
Output.
Output. So output, I want to see number one and number two as well, comma number one and number two. And again, output, what? Sum.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stop my program. So this is how the algorithm is going to be written.
Okay.
Do you understand it or not?
Yeah, I do.
So what is input? Can you tell me quickly what is input?
Um, you
Input
input both
means,
the numbers.
yes. Input means we are going to enter the details, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what is process?
Um, we process the details.
Okay. And what is the result?
We output the
The final
process.
result. We output
Yeah.
the final result on the screen. You can say on the screen as well. So I have written down the basic definitions, but don't write it down because I need to write down something more here. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a processing. I need to put it in the middle because processing is always in the middle. Okay, there we go. Now, I have also teach you about the decomposition and abstraction. Okay. And before that, we
Mhm.
have done the algorithm definition. So I'm going to write down this for you. So you're going to copy it down. Okay. Okay. Now take out your notebook, write down the definition of algorithm first. Are you able to see the screen clearly?
Yes.
Perfectly fine. Do it now. Take out your
Okay.
notebook and you need to send me the picture of your work. If you have your own personal number, you can send me via that phone number. So I will make a WhatsApp group. So in which you can share everything in the group.
Okay.
That is more relevant.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have written down decomposition and abstraction for you as well.
Okay.
You have only 5 minutes for writing the definition of algorithm, decomposition, and abstraction. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you need to write the program cycle later on, not all together.
Yeah.
In this way, the algorithm can be written down. First, understanding the logic. The most important thing when you're solving the algorithm to understand its logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do you want to ask any question?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm going to write more algorithms for you. This is our algorithm number one. Remember, you have to mark algorithms number like we have done one. I know you didn't write it, so it doesn't matter. We will write it together. Objective. This is our objective. Now I'm going to do more algorithms for you. That will be algorithm number two. Objective. Now here, write an algorithm to subtract, comma, divide, comma, multiply two numbers. Okay, how do you understand this algorithm? What we have to do?
First you need to input number one.
Excellent. Then,
You input number two.
fine, let's do it. Start. Input num1, input num. Is that okay to write num1?
Yeah.
Fine. Input num1 done. Then input num2. Okay, fine. Now, input is done. What we have to do further?
Then you need to subtract number one from number two.
Very good. So you are a very genius. You're so genius. Subtract. Okay. We make this. What is that sign called? What I'm drawing it again and again. This sign, I'm talking about this sign. This
All
is
right.
equals to.
Okay.
Right. Yes. When you're writing an algorithm, you can make is equals to, but according to our syllabus, we have to make the arrow and this arrow known as assignment operator. What we called it? Assignment operator. ASSIGNMENT. Assignment.
Okay.
Okay. So assignment operator is there. So this is assignment operator. Okay, subtract. Subtract what?
Num1 minus num2.
So you understand it. That's amazing. Num1 subtract num2. Then what we have to do?
Um, then we need to output the result.
Output, subtract. Okay, fine. What else?
Then we need to stop.
No. Read the objective. We have done with
Oh,
this
then we need to divide.
divide. So again, num1 divide is done with the slash num2. Remember, divide can be done with the help of the slash, okay?
Okay.
Yes. Now what we have to do?
Output divide.
Okay, then what is the next step?
Then multiply
Very,
num1 num2.
very good. Multiply signs num1 into num2. And then output. Something is missing. What? What I feel something is missing. I wanted to print number 1 and number 2 as well. So I'm going to write it here. Output num1, comma, num2, comma, subtract. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So after that, we need to stop our algorithm. And that is how the algorithm look likes. So if you say, sir, I wanted to write output num1, num2 with every output. So you are allowed to do. Look, I have done for you. So the point is, you and me, we both are different people. Is that happened all time that our algorithm is same? No, it can't. Algorithms, pseudocodes can be differ people by people, person by person. So we are not going to copy down the things exactly because every person have to make a different program in a different way. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right? Like if there are 30 students in your class and they're going to write the algorithm. So what do you think? 30 algorithms are same? No
No.
way, never. So if any person is going to write a different code, a pseudocode, so there's no need to copy it. You need to understand the logic, do it by your own. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the screen for the number 1 first, algorithm number 1. Write it down in notebook and I want your work picture. You didn't share me any picture. Finish
Yeah.
this and send me the picture work. Okay, I'm waiting. And how to a program. So I'm going to start with our next algorithm. Algorithm number 3. Objective, right? And okay, let me change it using pseudocode or otherwise algorithm. What are pseudocodes?
It's a type of algorithm.
Program to print average of 4 numbers. Okay, so I asked you what are pseudocodes. Yes, pseudocodes are the English type words. What are pseudocodes? Pseudocodes are the English type words used in programming. Use in programming like print or output, like for, next, like if then else. Did you ever heard these words?
Yes.
Of course you do. So these are the examples of pseudocodes. So pseudocodes are the English type words used in programming in order to make a algorithm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So print output for next, these are the examples of a pseudocode. So I just write down the examples for you as well with the definition, a simple definition, right? This is very simple and precise. Okay, so what is our basic thing? Algorithm number 3, objective. Please read the objective.
Using pseudocode or otherwise algorithm writes a program to print average of four numbers.
Very good. Remember, the algorithms are basically related to the daily routine things. Like you said, sir, write a program to print average of four numbers. Like this is a very common thing, average of four numbers. Yes. So how do we make an algorithm for that? So first we are going to start, and what we have to input. Can you tell me?
You input num1.
Very good. Num2, input num1, comma, num2. Can we do like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Fine. Input num1 and num2. Fine. And if I'm going to write like that, input num3 and num4, does it make any sense? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is the thing what I'm saying, that exploring the things, do the things in your own style makes the things more vivid. Okay, so what we have done, input num1 and num2, is that okay? And then
Yes.
input num3 and num4. Okay, now what we have to do in objective?
Print the average of four numbers.
Okay, so what we have to do for average? Now, listen to me very carefully. When you are going to write an algorithm like that, so definitely you need to write down something. Like you can say the notes, like you can say, sir, I wanted to write some pinpoints. So I always tell my students to make a column what to do. What is the name of the
Okay.
column? What to do. In what to do, you are supposed to write the things in a rough way, like you wanted to think. So you're thinking here, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the average. How the average forms? What is the formula? Do you know the formula? Look, I'm doing this rough things. I'm doing this rough things in a box that is separated from my pseudocode, isn't it?
Yeah.
What we call that box? We called it what to do. What do you call
Okay.
that box? Look,
What to?
what to do, right? Remember, this is the best technique when you're doing in exams. You can say that's very helpful. Okay, average. What is the formula for average?
You add up the numbers and divide by how many numbers there are.
Fine. So average assigns sum of numbers divided by what? Total.
Total amount of numbers.
So the thing is, sum of numbers. First, we need to find out the sum of number. How do we do that?
Add up the numbers.
Adding all the numbers, how?
Uh, so you do num1 plus num2 plus
Perfectly
num.
fine. Perfectly fine. So why don't you want to try by your own?
Okay.
Yeah, try by your own. I'm waiting.
Uh,